Welcome, everybody, to today's podcast. My name is Doug Andrews, and I am here to present you the geeky way to go about doing things. In today's podcast, we are going to be covering keyboard shortcuts. Now, one of my responsibilities at my job is to run a weekly webinar where I go over good web design practices. Now, one thing that I get questioned on all the time during this webinar is, how am I doing what I'm doing on the screen? It's become such second nature for me to use keyboard shortcuts to get around my PC that I don't even realize that I'm using them anymore. Well, in this podcast, I think it's going to be a good idea to show you some of these keyboard shortcuts that I use on a daily basis and how they can make your life a little bit easier. The first thing that we're going to cover is how to open a new window without having to use our mouse at all. Now, sometimes you may turn on your computer and you notice that your mouse isn't working. So if you wanted to continue working on your computer and you wanted to open a new window without using your mouse, this is how you'll do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold down the Windows key on our keyboard. Now, the Windows key can be found between your Control and Alt key. I'm going to go ahead and hold that down now, and I'm going to hit the R button on my keyboard. So that's Windows R. Now, when you do that, you'll see in my bottom left-hand corner here, we have our Run window up here. Now, with that open, I'm going to go ahead and type in the program I want to find, which is Chrome. I'm going to go ahead and type that in and hit Enter on my keyboard. And you'll notice I am now in Google Chrome. Now, we can also do that again to open up another Firefox window. So if you want to use Firefox instead, I can hold down the Windows key and hit R, and I'm simply going to type in Firefox instead. Now, that's a quick way to open a window. Let's cover how to navigate through these windows now that we're in them. When we first load up Firefox, you'll notice that our cursor is blinking in our Google search bar in our middle of the page here. Now, if we know the address of the website that we want to go to, we may simply just want to go up to the address bar and type it in and go directly there. Now, if our mouse isn't working, how do we actually do that? What we can actually do is hit the F6 key on our keyboard, and when I do that, you'll notice that my cursor is now blinking in our address bar. Now that our cursor is in the address bar, all we need to do is type in the address of the page we want to go to. There may be times when we're browsing the internet where it may be beneficial for us to have multiple websites loaded at the same time. We can easily accomplish this in one of two ways. We can open another window by holding down the Control button on our keyboard and hitting the letter N. That's going to open a new window, and we can open another website in this new window. We can also use the tab feature within our browser to open multiple websites in tabs as well. We can open a new tab by holding down the Control button and hitting the letter T to open a new tab. I'm going to go ahead and do this several times now to open new tabs, and I can also navigate between these tabs easily by holding down the Control button and hitting the 1 through 9 keys. So if I go ahead and hit Control 1 now, that's going to switch me back to my first browser window, and I can continue browsing just as I would in a brand new window as well.